Welcome to Glasgow, home of 2 million people, located on the east coast of Scotland. On the west coast of Scotland, big cities thriving. We're going to hop in one of those buses and see Glasgow.
Glasgow City Sightseeing Tour Bus. My name is Liz, your guide, and your driver is Gary. This is a hop-on, hop-off bus. You can go round as many times as you like today and get off and on at the various stops. The tour will take about an hour and 20 minutes. Buses are every 10 minutes up to 5 o'clock. Thereafter, every 20 minutes, and the last bus to leave George Square is at 8:30 this evening. Now, if you'd like to get off at any of the stops, just ring the bell, just let us know. But please, it's very important that you keep seated until the bus comes to a complete stop at the bus stop. Just also point out those on the left-hand side. Just watch out for overhanging branches and trees that you'll find on later on the tour. Obviously it will not rain today, but if there's like a slight shower, take extra care on the stairs as well. We're now about to leave George Square. It was laid out in 1782. It was surrounded by Georgian houses. The Millennium Hotel here to your left is all what's left of the Georgian houses. They used to surround the square. Later on became more involved with the merchants and tobacco lords with hotels and routes. Up to your left is the City Chambers. This was opened in 1888 by Queen Victoria. You can get tours here twice a day, Monday to Friday, 10:30, 2:30. They are free. They take about 45 minutes. And if you like to stay in the city, there's more marble than the Vatican in it. Beautiful building to visit if you have time in the city. We've been up these many hills and inclines that we have in and around Glasgow. Glasgow actually sits in a whole of 36 of these hills, and these are called drumlins, and they're left over from the Ice Age. So the next street that we'll be turning into is Cathedral Street. It's also known as Glasgow Street of Learning. I point out most museums here in Glasgow are free to visit. Being a Monday, a few are closed, but most museums that are open till 5 o'clock today. Here on the left is the old City of Glasgow College building, dates from the 70s. The brand new one coming up the left hand side was opened in August 2016. If you look up to the grass, you'll see a white statue. It's on the second layer of grass. That is of Glasgow's patron saint, St Mungo, up here on your left hand side. And you probably make out the other statue. I'll get a time to tell you about the little colourful statue that you see on his bucket. You're Billy, I'll let you know about him once we get a quiet time. On your right hand side is Strathclyde University. It's one of 3 universities we have in Glasgow. This is the second oldest of the universities. It was founded back in the 1700s. Back then it was known as the Anderson Institute. And they got its chapter to be a university in 1964, and this is where the famous missionary explorer David Livingstone studied here, back when it was the Anderson Institute. Directly ahead of us, you see the domes of Glasgow Royal Infirmary. This building dates from the early 1900s. There's been a hospital on this site since the late 1700s, and before that, it was the site of Glasgow's castle, or the Bishop's Castle. Standing next to it is the green copper roof of Glasgow Cathedral. This is the oldest building in the city. It dates as far back as 1136, and it's the only complete Gothic cathedral on mainland Scotland. It survived the Reformation in 1560 with its roof intact. Behind it is the necropolis, Glasgow's old Victorian graveyard up on the hill. There's over 3,500 monuments. So the next stop when we turn the corner will be stop number 2 for Glasgow Cathedral, St Mungo's Museum, Provost Lordship's House, Tennant's Caledonian Brewery. So the next stop is stop number 2. The cathedral stands, this is the birthplace of the city of Glasgow where the cathedral sits. This is the oldest part of the city. Here on your left hand side, St Mungo's Museum, built to look like the original castle that used to sit here. And on your right hand side is the Proven Lordship's house. This is the oldest house in Glasgow. Dates from 1471. Mary Queen of Scots stayed here when her husband Lord Darnley was stealing it by when they had the smallpox.
Let's go ahead, some fun. Museum is open to 5 and it's free. People like Billy Connolly, Spike Milligan, Frank Zappa, Alex Harvey, they all drank and reformed in a cloth over the years. Now I don't know if you're downstairs, if you want to, anybody downstairs, if you look up to right, you see a fantastic, if you want to look down behind you, you see a fantastic mirror of Charles Rennie Macintosh. And it's at an awkward angle for everybody up here to right. And if you're downstairs, you can look up to your right of Charles Rennie Macintosh. There's some in the city, we'll see it looks most like a massive spaceship. Well, you can look at it. It's a lot of natural lighting at night. There's a combination of 12 million different colours. So on the top of the world is called a gown street. In the city are Gow with the 8 Ds. And this section of our Gow Street that we're coming into is voted recently the most hippiest place to live in the UK due to its unique little bars, restaurants and shops. About 10 years ago this was pretty much a run-down area of the city, but it's had a change of fortune and it's become a much sought after area to live in. This is also the Gaelic area of Glasgow after the urban clearances. 30,000 migrants settled in the city. This is one of the areas of students who settled the Highlanders. We still have traditional Gaelic pubs along the street. We have a Gaelic school in the area, but now the mainstream schools in Scotland they now teach Gaelic to children if you want from a young age. We didn't do it when I was young, but it's now part of the curriculum here in some schools in the central belt of Scotland. On your left. Just to say, Gaelic is the, I usually ask, Gaelic is the Scots language, Gaelic is the Irish, the Celtic languages. See on the corner, another traditional Gaelic pub coming up here.
But if this brings you just a little closer to those men who are going into the hottest spots, I hope that it will help you to do a better job.